We are ready.
Okay, so we're live. We're live. All right. So, due to my mishap in freaking Mexico last week, that was a whole shit show. Oh man. So I apologize for missing out. I also missed like an appointment to get my car checked out. So it was just I was like going through TSA when I'm getting a call about just like, oh hey, so you're gonna be coming in today? I was like, oh fuck, completely forgot.
No,
No, man, I'm stuck.
one
Hopefully
of
you got a
the
reimbursement
guys.
or something for it.
Yeah, I submitted a claim. I did talk to the folks, and was very, very much not happy.
One of the guys at work is hopefully on a plane right now back to Kansas, but he got stranded in Texas this weekend in El Paso.
Oof.
That hurts.
So yeah. Anyhow, so the session before you guys, it was just mainly combat. You guys, I should have kept track how many rounds it was. Does anyone have any idea? But I think it was like definitely up in like the almost like I think like 6, 7, 8 rounds, something like that. It was pretty high. I guess we have the record of it, but you guys killed the supposed Cephalic Caltro, and killed pretty much everyone that was affiliated with him except one person that Jimothy chose to keep alive, which was a very rare act of mercy from Jimothy.
Just for clarification, we re-killed Cephalic Caltro. He was undead.
Okay, fair enough. That's true. He did, when you guys killed him, yeah, you investigated him. There was definitely some undead nature about him, or something that would, maybe the majority of his body was still, not. But I guess whatever was going on with his mind was definitely, he was not entirely the driver of the vehicle, if that makes sense. So after you guys kill everybody, you do a little bit of investigation. You guys, the local guards, everyone comes by, conveniently at an RPG level, always at the last second, right when everything already happened, like not even willing to help you out at all. They're like, hey, like what the heck happened? Why is this lady's head look like a tomato packet that just splattered? Like, what's up with that? And so you guys are being asked to answer some questions.
I mean, both Hades knew they were coming. He ran into the street yelling, "The guards are on the way."
Hey, I called it. Yeah.
That's true. You did say that they were coming, whether or not that was entirely true.
Yeah. Mostly true.
At that time. So yeah, you guys got some goodies, but for the most part, it was just kind of cleaning up shop and then trying to figure out what are the next steps are. So we will begin with you guys being escorted to the, I guess, kind of like the speaker, essentially. So who's all going? They ideally want everyone to go, but who's refusing to go? I guess that's more of the question.
I intended to go.
Yeah,
everyone scatter.
Yeah, I mean, I
like,
like they're asking you to do this, but I want to give you the option. Like, if you're like, fuck it, I don't want to do this. Like,
so I plan on coming back, but I would like to return my mug to the shopkeep that let me take my cup to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the way back. So,
perfect.
Do you let the guards know that up front? Otherwise, we're going to be charged with.
No, I'm going to have a mug and I'll be like, hey, I have a mug I need to return to the shopkeep.
They're like, all right.
It's on the way.
Okay, sure. So you guys escort back. You go to the little like hut thing. They're like,
is the guy standing outside?
He's like behind. He's like in the hut or whatever. So he's not like seeing everybody. Like, so you can go up to him and he kind of like is peeking through the little like tiny window that he has.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm here to return my mug.
And he's like surprised, like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, that'd be great. He like extends out his hand to grab the mug.
Cool. But
Okay.
also, don't you remember some guy with blue eyes, like, chasing after me before?
Nope.
Okay, bye. Thanks
You
for
can go up to
nothing.
that was like the boot salesman. You could talk to him. He was
Yeah.
a guy who kind of just let you.
Is he
Well, he
outside?
did say something, but not necessarily just in the looking out for his fellow companions or customers or whatever you want to call them. But
Yes. Is that shopkeep out? Because I am wearing my new shoes, my new digs.
uh, yes, he is out. As you can tell, that some people are getting kind of nosy of as to like what's the commotion, why are there so many guards? Is that like that gets wind across the relatively large town, but people get nosy. They're always looking to see what's exciting. So people are kind of like, as you're going through, going down to like the office, people are kind of like whispering or like pointing towards you, and they're like kind of like trying to scoot past you to go see what happened.
Yeah, no, we'll just keep going then. It's fine.
Okay. So you guys get to the you guys get escorted to, rather than like the sheriff office, you get escorted to the speaker house, and you are greeted by eventually you're led inside, and then you're eventually greeted by Speaker Duvessa. And so she's like, oh, wow, you've caused quite a ruckus across the city. Anyhow, I've heard that, based on preliminary hearings, that you've dealt with the murders that are going on here in Tin Towns, the supposed serial killer or whatever. And anyhow, I just want to hear your story. I don't want to claim anything. Lay down all the facts, and I just want to make sure what everyone is saying is true, or if there's some clarification. I want to hear it from the horse's mouths. So she's like, please, I have some time. Take a seat. Can I get you anything?
Peanut butter. How else are you gonna get a horse to talk?
She just kind of stares at you. I was more thinking of like a drink, water, maybe some tea, coffee. Anyhow, it was just a formality. I was hoping you would say no thanks. We're fine. We can just dive in. But
I'd like a 3,000-year aged elven wine.
okay, so she ignores you, shifts her focus to Silo or literally anybody else. She kind of looks for Silo. It's like, you, you seem to have quite a bit of blood, and you look at your freaking warhammer. It's just coated in blood.
I'd
like,
probably currently be like wiping it off with like a rag out of my backpack.
It's like, could you tell us what happened, or give me your side of the story?
Well, our party member went to go find supplies while we were, I believe, settling things at the stable when we got into town.
That's fine. You know what this is? Sorry, if you want to, I just wanted to like, you can say that you tell the story, and if you wanted to highlight anything specific or like, that's fine. I don't mean. Sorry, I did set it up there.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to tell me everything, but I know it.
So yeah, Zorn's just gonna say I was just shopping in the, you guys have a shopping area over there. I was shopping. I was minding my own business. I got these shoes and some tea, and then all of a sudden this guy was bothering me, and he was grabbing me, and I realized that there was someone's that he's a criminal because he matched this flyer. I don't even know, do we have a flyer of this guy?
you have like a notice, not necessarily like
Yeah. So I'm gonna show,
but-
yeah, I'll show the little notice like, oh, I recognize that it was this guy. So I try to, they tried to have me lured it into the shop. I decided I would, try and get away. And I was able to hide myself until my party members came, but then they were attacked by this guy and his friends.
We simply heard a commotion coming from the market area, and we went to help and saw one of our party members being attacked and running for her life. So we intervened, and based on the previous reports about this Cephalic Caltro character, we recognized he was one of the people responsible for the attack on our party member, and I believe we reacted accordingly.
Okay. I think the only thing that kind of clears up that needs clearing up is, there, you killed an old woman, you in a pretty grotesque way. I understand defending yourselves, but it seemed like that was a bit. Look, I want to clear you all, but like at the same time, I feel like it doesn't look good when people from the South are just killing senior citizens. It's
She
God
moved
forbid that
in.
happens anywhere else in 10 towns or any.
In my defense, she moved in to attack me from behind in the heat of battle, and I swung before realizing exactly who my opponent was, and unfortunately, because she was part of the group responsible for accosting my friend, she ultimately received her penance.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell the speaker that, when I left, or when I came through, she left when I hollered at her, and so she came back and was up to no good. I'm pretty sure she had a warhammer of her own that I saw. She was ready for violence.
She was so frail. If she wasn't so frail, her head wouldn't have exploded like that. I can assure
Yeah.
you.
Timothy, I'm not quite sure that helps the case here, but I think what you're trying to get at is she could have croaked any moment.
She was really on one foot in the grave.
Well, now she's both feet in the grave, but when go ahead, Asilo.
I was to say, obviously, she was a great threat because my deity gave me power in that battle, and she was dealt with swiftly.
Can your deity show
Double
up?
crits do that.
So she also notices the bust that you create there, and she's just like, "You're making a Suffolk culture, correct? Is that the bust?"
Yeah, and I guess it can be 5 feet tall, which is about life size. I think he was only 5 foot tall. He was a short guy. That's why he was so angry.
Yeah, he was so angry. He's like, "I hate being a short king."
Yeah.
No, he okay, so she looks and she's like, interesting. Okay. She's like, it's quite impressive. All right. Look, you put me in a pretty good situation here. People are looking here for a bit of some sort of peace, or it's been getting. I don't know if you noticed that since your time up here, but the winter hasn't been letting up. If anything, it seems like it's been getting worse, and people are looking for some sort of morale booster. And I've just from what I preliminarily heard, this seems to be in accordance with what you're saying. So that means I believe you're up for a reward. for your efforts.
Yeah. That's for the old lady, right?
No, so if we turn it into authorities, I don't think there's any gold. I think
We
it's
have a-
75 if he's dead.
We have a reward.
Something.
Well, I'll let.
So, go ahead, sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, I'll let you speak because I know of a reward we get.
So she's just like, the thing is, I don't know. Of course, I have to do some cleanup, and I'd have to figure it out. But I suppose, what can I offer you? I mean, is there anything that would make your
Bells. Owlbears. In reverse order.
Neither of those. How about just gold? I think would be the most valuable to us, and we don't have to worry about, splitting it in a strange way if we were to give us some kind of resource or items.
I see. Well, I'd like to. And she's just kind of thinking. She's just like, okay. Well, they would take a moment together. What is your rate, your fee? I mean, I did say that we were to task you this, and it's only fair.
500 gold per elderly.
100 gold per elderly. Well, you only killed one, so I can give you 100 gold.
No, I said 500. No, I think Timothy's onto something. Unless there is a good sort of, well, I'm not the business person here, but any kind of owlbear investment business opportunity in the north, we could maybe, go down that path.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about with individual party members wanting weird things that you probably don't have. So perhaps just gold that we could evenly split amongst us. What do you consider valuable and or a fair trade for, saving your city from this assassin who was going around murdering people all willy-nilly? No one from the north seemed to be able to take care of it until we arrived.
All right, I need. This is kind of fun. Why don't we get a group persuade roll? So everyone roll persuade or persuasion, and see how this racks up. It's rolling pretty good.
27.
Damn, all right. Let's see.
I turned mine into an 18.
Okay. So she's clearly impressed. She's just like, all right, how about this? This seems quite to be quite a bit of magnitude. How does 2,000 gold pieces sound?
Consult the price of this.
I mean, that sounds very good to Matt.
Yeah. I'm in.
Well, if you feel that is a fair price for the lives of your citizens, then I suppose we will not haggle.
And she's like, great. And she kind of looks at you and she calls to one of her men. And she's just like, I've given you safe passage. As you probably note that you can get within and out of the city. That'll probably not necessarily be important anymore, considering that we'll probably get rid of the curfew at some point, unless there's any given reason to reinstate it. And she's just like, I mean, I feel like I'm in your debt. Hopefully this will establish good relationships with the town of Brinchander and 10 towns. And so she calls somebody. They bring like a small chest, and then she's just like, all right, here you are. And I throw in a little bit of extra, and so you guys can now mark that you have 2,200. You're throwing a little extra 200 on there.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh. incentivize the pot. She's just
440
like,
to each of us.
wait, 2,200 for each of you. Oh,
No. 440 for each of us.
oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I said okay. I didn't hear that part. I was like, oh damn. No, I was like, so she's just like, what will you do next? Is there anything that you're pressing or anything I can provide information? I feel like I've been hearing a wind of your efforts through the different speakers and through different I just hear things of you. You've developed quite a reputation, especially now that you're level 6. You're standing out amongst other people.
Well, we're always looking for more work of significance. You understand we're not interested in delivering horseshoes or anything menial like that. But if you have any serious tasks that need to be addressed that no one else seems up to handling, we could, of course, do that.
All right. There are a couple of things. I suppose. I guess. Are you looking to do more investigation? Are you looking to more like a bounty? There's plenty of things going around 10 towns, and there is quite a big task at some point, but I feel like you're not at the appropriate level for it yet. You will unlock that maybe at another level.
Well, we are any sort of task really, but investigating, of course, if something's dangerous and you need us to deal with some brigands or murderers or evil witches or warlocks, anything like that, we can, of course, handle.
She's just like, all right, how about this? What if I give you a couple options and I'll let you kind of decide here. At the House of the Morning Lord, one of the local churches here, there seems to be one of the worshippers, a gnome named Copper. He's been spouting about something. This might be a bit lower of an ask of what you're interested in, but it is close. It is relevant. Saying something about something being abandoned and haunted. I don't know. There's that. There's been some disputes going on or something with the frost giants of the land, as you are aware. We're in the north here. I don't know if you've encountered giants before or dealt with giants.
That sounds like something more of our interest. Is it hostilities between the giants and the fine folks of 10 towns?
Not quite. Well, there's always been some sort of dispute. But it seems like there's been some of the people that choose not to reside in 10 towns specifically try to go out west a bit further, and they come across the frost giant terrain. And while it is a bit foolish, and technically that's their choice. The folks of 10 towns, the speakers of 10 towns, and I've kind of decided that maybe we lend a hand, as some of the towns that are a bit further west, that are limited geographically, that force some of the travelers to go farther out. I don't know. That could be an option.
Oz, there could be some owlbears out there. Frost giants might keep pets.
And we would have to free them because, owlbears do not deserve to be anyone's pet.
Didn't you want to have a petting zoo?
Didn't you just try to get a baby owlbear as a pet?
As a companion, there's a difference.
All right.
Basically a partner. He should be so lucky.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Apparently, he's not too familiar with that concept.
Ew.
Yeah, I have not taken that spell because we have enough things on the map.
It's true. So is it like diplomatic work that she's proposing us do with the ice?
Yeah, a little bit. She's like, you'd have to meet. She's like, I haven't met with the Jarls of the Frost Giants, but really just kind of, I guess, come an understanding because at some point they keep moving east towards us, and then as we move west, it's bound to cause some issue. So
Having issues with someone harshing your nog.
Oh,
She's just
well,
like-
we know who's not talking in that diplomatic action.
She's just like, I don't know when this adventure path takes in place in relation to Storm King's Thunder. So, I can probably figure that out. Actually, I think it's before. Actually, based on just how.
Spoiler alert: we're the cause.
You guys caused a huge rift. No, we already know the events. The last one, I think it's a bit more. There are two feuding clans in the spine of the world, out west as well, of Goliaths. Now, we sometimes trade with them, and it might be in our best interest that those two clans kind of get along. We haven't seen them much around here anymore. And, whatever can drive trade around here a little bit more or make things a little bit easier for the folks out here to get some resources, that could be something of value. Ideally would like you for to remain impartial in their inter-clan politics, but yeah, I suppose that's that. And the last one, I think probably the most difficult one, is, and I think it's a bit more vague, I'm not sure if you've heard, but I don't know what's going on with this winter, but it is really, truly getting worrisome. I mean, if it continues on the way it is and it keeps getting a bit worse and worse, I fear we're in some trouble here. I don't know what that looks like. There's been folks that saying that that if you go seek out the Frostmaiden herself, that could resolve said issue. But I don't know. It's too difficult for me to tell.
I still think the Frost Giants might hold a fun little time. They said the Goliaths were in the same western.
Right. Yeah. And she requests. She calls out one to the guards like, why don't you bring me a map? And I can kind of show you. And so she requests the map, and let me see if I can share something here. You guys can take a peek.
We're in town. The local temple problem could be a quick win, even if it's an easier task. I don't know. Just depends really on how much experience that gets us to the next level, or if it's too low level and we won't get any experience, then we'll obviously have to ignore it.
I mean, I think we could go check it out.
Think locally, act globally.
Why isn't this loading? What the heck? Okay. I can't get you it, but so she pulls out the map, and I guess we'll do a little theater of the mind here. So it's she shows 10 towns being in the southeast of the map. It's a little, or sorry, the southwest of the map, and southwest of the map. And then she shows this kind of the rest of the map. It's just this white wasteland, and she's just here's you are, and here's your little sphere of influence. And I think, I don't know, you've been a little bit out out west a bit, but it's quite a series of travel. I would say several days, if not weeks, of travel to maybe even encounter either A, the Goliaths, or B, the giants. And I wish I could give you a bit more insight, but you'd have to really be out there on in the elements on your own.
I think we should resolve the local issue first, and then we can expand our horizons thereafter.
Okay.
Sure.
Is there anyone in town who has gone to either the Frost Giants or the Goliaths, either of them? Maybe we could have someone as a guide, kind of, or just show us on a map a better way to get there, maybe?
That seems like it would be a good idea, but outside the scope of this adventure. She's like, no, I really want you to be on your own. No, she's just like, I'll tell you this. What about, I could probably, if you're planning on sticking around locally a bit, I could probably take the time to track somebody down who could probably go with you. Are you looking more for a guide or someone that could be more of like a spokesman on behalf of the representation of Bryn Shander? What would be more relevant to you? Maybe a better map. I guess I could also try to track one of those down.
Probably someone who's better versed in the expected outcomes and agreements with the 10 towns.
I guess the other thing is that do either of you speak Giant? I mean, that usually tends to go a bit better. And
yeah,
then
I speak Giant, so I can at least.
And she kind of looks.
We have one
like,
person.
Wait, how do you speak? How do you know Giant?
Because it was one of the languages I chose at the beginning.
Oh, you don't have a lord?
You know, it's because of my military background. For some reason, I needed to know how to speak it.
And you know, I didn't take tongues.
It's just from Duolingo. I just do it every day for 2 minutes. Just kidding.
She's just like, I hate that fucking owl. No, I'm just kidding.
Glad he didn't say he found a book that someone threw on the side of the road.
So she's just like, all right, okay, all right. Well, then if you give me like a day or so, I can maybe 2 days, I could deal with some of the cleaning up here, get the message across to the people, and deal with some of the next. Get this word to the other speakers about what's going on here, and then track down what you need. So could you give me maybe 2 days? 2 days to get you something? Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, we'll be here. Well, we'll be at the house of the Morning Lord.
Okay. So she's just like, all right, fair enough. Anything else you'd like to address / ask, request, speak your mind? Just like,
you don't have a
Nothing
teleportation circle up here, do you? To one of the towns further south?
no, you unlock fast travel later. She's just like, no, you have to really just travel back and forth until it. She's like, no, unfortunately, I don't know of any.
Okay.
So she's like, all right, well, thank you for your time. I have some business to attend to. And she's just like, the guards will escort you out.
Excellent.
She's very much like, kind of like taken aback about like how chipper you are, Zorn. Okay, so
all right,
what will
let's
you
leave.
guys do? Okay.
You know, we just got a lot of gold. We could try and go shopping.
We could, but I'm gonna tell Jimothy that I had the keys to the shop for the Targo shop. We want to try and see if that lady was up to anything nefarious, the old lady. Or we can
We
do it
also-
later. I guess what time of day is it right now? I feel like it's still like mid-afternoon.
Yeah, actually, it is mid-afternoon. Yeah, because like you guys started in this morning, you kind of did your stroll here, did your
Mhm.
investigation. Yeah, I would say it's probably like maybe like 1, maybe 2, probably around that.
We also can collect 75 gold pieces from the old blind dwarf lady at the inn, who said
That's right.
she'd pay us 75 gold if we killed Sepik Caltro.
Okay. So, you guys are heading back?
I'll just pop over there real quick.
Okay. So you guys head on over to the Norlook, and she actually happens to be there. She's just kind of like sitting there. She's sitting on the same chair that you found her when she was like kind of staring at into the fire here. So do you approach her, Jimothy? What are you doing?
Yes, I will say, perhaps you have heard the news, fair lady, that Sepik Caltro hath been slain.
And she kind of looks at you, and she's just like, or looks in your general direction. I'm sure her seeing isn't that great, and she's just like, all right.
We couldn't bring him in alive, unfortunately. He was quite violent.
And she kind of chokes. She's like, huh, I figured as such. All right. Well, a deal is a deal. You sure you didn't turn him over into the authorities? You properly dispatched of him?
Oh, he's very dead.
And she's like, all right.
All
and
minor illusion, the body, kind of at the end, like when post death, re-death.
She's like, all right, that was a little disturbing that you can quickly do that.
Completely necessary.
And she pulls out. She pulls out. She doesn't have the money on her. She pulls out like a key, and she's just like, why don't you go to my room here? And she kind of closes in on you, Jimothy, and like whispers to you. She's like, beneath by the bed, the bottom left corner, one of the legs of the bed, you'll find a bag of gold there that should have what you need.
Jimothy will go and quickly try to track down this gold.
Okay. And so you go into the gold bag, and you notice that it has 100 gold pieces in the bag. Do you take all 100, or do you take just the 75?
No, I'll count off the 75.
Wow, okay, look at you. Look at the ethics of Jimothy. All right.
And 76.
Well, here's an honest mistake.
Yep. Okay. So you count that out. You kind of leave the rest in there, and do you look for anything else? Or do you just go in there, find it, and just come back out?
Nah. No, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Perhaps I
So
smell something. Do I smell anything?
give me an investigation check. Do you smell anything?
Fucking muffins.
I smell any baked goods?
Smells like old people in here. Seems like she's been.
I will get out quickly.
Did you find any Werther's chocolate or Werther's caramels in there?
Yes.
You find a bunch of those like round tin cookies. You smell the sewing supplies.
What does it smell like? Depends.
Ew.
Oh.
Okay. Going back, so she's just like, and then she's like, she's like, will you tell me how it happened? Tell me all the details. I
I
want
will
to know.
recount the story of Zoran getting ambushed and us catching up and slaughtering not slaughtering, I won't use that word, but defending the innocent people of Brenshander and coming to the rescue and slaying the evildoers.
And she's
the
like,
entire time he's telling this, I am playing behind him, and
okay, give me a performance check.
giving a little, giving a little. You know what? We'll just go on full on bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I need a score to my story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna give
Okay.
Performance 23.
23. Okay. All right.
Balla.
So, you notice that other people in the kind of like gather around as you start telling the story, Jimothy, and kind of like, and then you start playing. I mean, that immediately catches their attention, both Hades. And people are like holding on to clinging on to every word that you're saying. Like they're just completely captivated by the story and like how you really like you nail it. And they're just like, after you finish, they start cheering. They're like, ah! And they start throwing some money your way, guys. It's kind of like more of just like a good story, and just kind of like you got a couple people. They offer to buy you a drink if you guys want to imbibe with them.
Yep.
100%.
So you will get I don't have much, but in total you will collect about, with different like silver and some copper, you'll collect about 8 gold pieces. They're pretty good haul.
Nice.
I mean, people are, as however long this takes, like other people like kind of like trickle in and like start hearing this and from old line.
Split that with Jimothy.
Sweet.
And so she is just like, thank you. That's exactly what I need to hear. It brings me happiness that you were able to dispatch of that evil.
Well, if you come across any more evil in Brenshander, you just let us know.
And she's just like, She looks at you and she's like, I smell. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. He's like, what's it called? It's like patricide when you kill your like father. What's it when you kill old people? I forgot. It's like gentricide or something like
Geriatricide.
Geriatricide.
You killed Jerry?
Elder abuse.
Elder murder.
She reaches closely to her life alert.
I cut her hand off. You can't push the button if you disable his hand.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That was very Starship Troopers.
Yes.
He can't push the nuke button if he can't use his hand.
Damn, I want to watch that movie again. Okay. So you guys have a good time. You guys have some drinks. All right. What will you guys do next? You guys have any other loose ends to tie up?
We're not going to the house of the Morning Lord now, are we?
You guys don't have to. If you guys want to do anything else.
It's not morning anymore. We have to wait.
Well, I was gonna say, once it starts getting dark, I would like to go over to the Targo merchant company with my keys.
Torgo.
You would like to go back to the market and beat up another old lady?
No,
No,
I
whatever,
have the
then.
keys.
Torga Icebane.
Yeah.
So that we can go inside and see what they have for inventory. Or if they have anything nefarious.
Okay.
That sounds like something Jimothy would definitely want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is everyone going to join in on this, or
Yep.
is it just going to be?
Yes.
The
Okay.
last time we split the
Yes.
party, things happened.
Are
Yeah,
we
let's-
dead? No. It was fine.
Whoa, it could have gone. I mean, I wasn't gonna punish you for splitting the party, but I was like, oh, okay, definitely something was gonna go down. I was just be like, all right, and then Zora's by herself. Roll for initiative and just start that would have been adventurous. Okay,
It was a 45 hit.
yeah, just start lying, just straight up lying about my rolls. Oh, I didn't even see their Aslan message. That's funny. Okay. So after a few drinks, after it gets kind of dark, you guys kind of enjoy your accomplishment. I mean, this is huge. Like, as of course you leveled up, and because of it, but it is a really huge accomplishment. Like, you'll see how this kind of like propagates through 10 times. You've really established kind of like a reputation for yourselves, and like I said, each town, the most like Brinchander has like maybe like 1,000-ish people, and so like all the other towns have maybe like 100, a couple hundred, you know, like, and then
That
like
gate guard's gonna remember us now.
word quickly travels of your guys' exploits, and so like this has probably been, I would argue, maybe not like the like the biggest accomplishment that you've done per se, like in terms of like you've got some more, I would say, like a couple other difficult combats, stuff like that, but definitely the one that's most renowned so far across the 10 towns. So a lot more people are going to start noticing you, so do with that information what you will. Okay.
Disguises. We need disguises.
So you guys, after a bit, people are saying like, "Oh, have another drink," and you're like, "No, we really gotta head out for a bit." And they're like, "No, boo!" You know, and like as it gets towards evening, more people start trickling into the to have a drink, or they want to hear more about, you know, your stories and stuff like that. So, how are you guys gonna peel away? Are you guys gonna be like, "No, we're out. Are you guys
Carve a path.
That's super easy. Bofades is gonna give a rousing, you know, one last story as we head out the door, right? And then once we hit the doorway and we start walking out, he's gonna cast pyrotechnics on the nearest torch inside the room and make it blow smoke all over as they disappear out the door.
They start coughing. One person goes, "I'm blind."
I'm allergic to smoke.
Yeah, somebody like goes into cardiac arrest and just
It causes lung cancer.
Well, that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make for showbiz.
Some of you may die. Okay, so you guys step on out, and you decide to head back into kind of like the market square area where you had the big showdown. Okay, so I guess we're already on the map here. So yeah, the building that she was kind of in at, let me pause this over, was over here. So you guys wanna, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I just want to let you guys know that that's where you're going to be kind of investigating. Why don't you all give me a perception check or investigation check if you're just kind of looking around, or if you guys are like start kind of like poking through things. All you guys kind of decide on what you want to be doing. And I'll go around the circle here and kind of ask what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, I guess. Okay. So, all right, I'll start with Jimothy because that's the first role I see. Jimothy, what are you doing? Like, are you just kind of looking around? Are you trying to?
Yeah, I'll look around for anything valuable or interesting or secret, anything that looks secretive.
Okay. So with that, you kind of notice at the just on this opening like little square-ish area, sort of like the boxes and the crates were and the stand is, some of the stuff got cleared out. like somebody came and just like picked up and took a bunch of the stuff. There seems to be like some wares that remain that are a bit like seems like simple weapons and like a couple of pieces of like maybe not the greatest armor, but it seems like that part has kind of been picked clean a little bit. So you see that the I guess the next couple I see Oz, Zorn, and Asila. You guys all roll investigation. What are you guys hoping to find, or what are you guys investigating for? Is something specific, or?
I'll look for any kind of paperwork, any scrolls maybe, and just kind of flip through anything of that nature.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Zorn, and Asila?
I'm looking for plate armor and potions.
Okay.
So someone's already looking through papers. So I just want to see if there's any secret stuff, like a secret door or something that goes to a basement or like a loose tile or anything like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you?
Or secret back room that I don't know about.
Yeah, that's kind of what Bofetis is looking for. It's just poking his head around for anything interesting in there.
Okay. So, so as you take the time, you open the door of the little like room, and you notice as well, kind of what Jiffy has also noticed there, Bofetis, is you notice that it's kind of been cleaned out. You're not sure who took what. It seems like somebody else saw a key or something, but some of the stuff was taken. You do find, however, a silo as you're kind of like investigating through. You do find a couple potions of healing. So you find 2. So you guys can mark that.
2 like regular healing, or?
Yeah, regular healing. So not the greatest, but definitely maybe good for post-combat or something like that. There's kind of like, you notice that as you're kind of looking beneath some of the kind of like shelving and like some of the stands there, and you notice that something had rolled under a couple rolled under the shelves. Oz and Zoran, as you're kind of also investigating, there is some paperwork left behind. It seems like you don't find anything like a big like a bookkeeping or like anything like an agenda or like you do find a couple like strewn papers and strewn letters. You don't find any spell scrolls or anything like that, but you do find something that does strike your eye a little bit. The name Sunblight, Zardarok Sunblight. We've heard that name a couple times before. Appear on like almost like a signature on one of the letters. So if you want to take a peek at that, you can. That's probably one of the things that kind of strikes out to you there, Oz and Zorn, as you're peeking through.
Yeah, I'll look at the letter in more detail and really just go through word for word.
Okay.
Slowly and methodically and read it aloud.
Calm down. You're gonna message you. So she's just like so the comments is just like, all right, to Torga. She goes, thank you for your last shipment. This has been quite promising. Though it seems like we need to increase production here. Chardolin has been becoming a bit more difficult to extract from the mines, and I need other means to obtain it. And it's just like, and then the thing is just like, please respond with whatever you can provide, and I will guarantee your safety. And then signed, Zardarok Sunblight.
A shitty guarantee. if the amount was, supplied.
Yeah. And then you do find, as you're kind of a bit more investigating there, you do find that about 500 pounds of the Chardolin was like a shipment to, I don't know how she acquired it, but to the Sunblight family. It seemed like there seems to be an exchange for that, a request for that. So you do find kind of like an invoice, I guess, or how she tracks it down. So quite a bit of the kind of like magical stuff. The other thing that you find is of quite great interest is Oz. You find this you find a sketch, and why don't you give me? Oof, what's a good roll?
Survival. I can do that.
No, why don't you give me a nature here? Nature or arcana? Either one.
Man, I wish there was a difference in.
Zoran, you can roll nature as well. If you'd like, as you're doing that.
You know, all the fucking, skills that I'm supposed to be good at, I roll like shit on.
Yeah, that's a good roll. Okay, thank goodness for Zoran there. Man, it wasn't really that high of a DC, but a natural one is wrong. I know it's an 8, it's just an 8, but still. And it's maybe because you had it upside down, Oz, or something like that. But Zoran, you notice that it's like, at first it looks like maybe like a dragon or something. Like it looks like a sketch of some like large, maybe just kind of like the scale of it, like a large, like reptilian type creature. It doesn't look like it's got like wings or something specific, but it does strike you as a bit odd. So you do find that, and it's like a really crude sketch. It's almost like just outlines, but it looks like that's kind of like when you're taking a closer look at it. It's like, oh, maybe that could be a dragon. I'm not sure. So you have information. Yeah, I think with your guys' roles in terms of what you find, that's about it. Is it Rogar? Yeah, you find someone like, no, it's not Rogar. It's someone a bit more imposing,
Figured I'd try.
No, I mean, it looks like this creature is kind of like on like it's 4 legs. So unless Rogar was kind of like,
I assume that's how he
all
moved.
fours,
He's slowly gone feral as he went further north.
slowly reverts back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, it seems like you guys kind of come up empty-handed here. It seems like it's a pretty,
Well, hold up. The prize is the real estate.
That's true. It is abandoned. If you guys want it, I'm sure you're gonna acquire it.
Did Oz or Zoran find a deed to the place?
No. Unfortunately.
Yeah, give me a
Dead.
quill.
Yeah, we're gonna create one.
I am sure between Jimothy and I, we can craft a deed.
Is that something you guys gonna do? You guys can. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You don't have the magic paper. Oz does.
We're not using my magic paper on this. I feel like we have a good relationship with the speaker.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could just ask her.
Like, hey, real estate in the city. I mean, I've heard of this game called Skyrim where that can happen, where you do good deeds for a town and then you get real estate in the town.
Or we could donate it back to the city and they could turn it into a community building.
How does that help us?
Doesn't. It helps them, and that's why you guys do it, with the kindness of your heart.
For the money to buy, spells and owlbear equipment.
But yeah, it does strike you as a bit odd. I'll say this with you guys' investigation and stuff like that. Actually, why don't you, Jimothy and Zoran, why don't you give me another investigation check?
Can I use my inspiration?
Yeah, of course.
What is my inspiration at this point? Do I get to roll?
Yeah, roll advantage, essentially.
Okay, cool. Let's hope it works out.
What the hell's going on?
It did not.
What the hell is going on?
But I can get rid of that one for later.
Okay. Yeah, can't really give you much more information based on those rolls. Womp womp. Okay. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to take the time to kind of make this deed, or what will you do with the rest of your evening?
While we're in here, I'm going to cast Detect Magic just to see if anything pings.
Okay. Yeah, you take the time to kind of detect magic. So what is it? 30 feet. Yeah, you do get a ping. In the store that was kind of selling the boots that Zorn bought at. Within that store, there is a ping in there.
Oh. Is that
And
store
there-
still open?
No, it's closed.
All right, we'll have to steal whatever it is. Let's go.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard, right? Because like there are going to be. This is a town, right? They're going to have like different stores and different things. They might be selling magical. So whether or not you guys want to go thieving into the night, you're more than welcome to. But and you do get a ping. So that's the store that sells the boots is like over here. Oops, sorry. I don't have it.
Yeah,
Or
I'll wander around at that point. Like if nothing shows up, I'll just while it's active, I'll just.
And you get a ping or two in this building as well.
Okay, so a few pings.
A couple pings.
Okay, we may have to come back tomorrow to check that out.
Time to.
We didn't like any of the styles, so we broke the windows.
Okay. So, all right. Okay, so you guys gonna retire for the evening, or is anything else?
Yeah, I think Bofades is still feeling it. He might be going back to the tavern to revel with the town.
Okay.
While revelry is still happening.
So you,
Zorn will go to
is
sleep.
everyone going back?
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go to, retire in the room.
Okay. All right.
We'll
So we'll
head
kind of.
back.
All right. So you guys all head back. Yeah, and it still is just as rowdy as you left it. Actually, more so. There are more people kind of celebrating. It's like packed. There's people standing outside. It's crazy because it's freezing, but they're all kind of like huddled up and drinking with each other because there's not enough room inside. And you go inside, and it is packed. Like people are like, it's like, like shoulder to shoulder, and you kind of have to like squeeze on by, kind of like push some people out of the way to kind of make it to the stairs to get up. I mean, they all shout your name. They're like, "Yeah, the
Just-
Sun."
We'll walk through and pick up like dwarves and humans and set them off to the side so we
Just
can
move 'em out of the
walk
way.
through.
They're like, what the hell? And okay, so before you sticking around to imbibe with the locals.
100%.
Anyone else sticking around? Nope. Okay, so it's just Bofades. Bofades, why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw as you drink into the night with him?
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming.
Give me an initiative roll. We just split the party again.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, Bofades is ready to party. He's,
Yeah, somehow maybe
Or
like
fight.
This is the first time he's felt the wild spirit of party of the revel in like since he left the South, right? There's not been much reason for excitement up here or too many crowds. And there was that really big buzzkill town that was ran like Footloose. And so, he really hasn't been feeling it. So he is like down to perform and jam and really just tell stories and see if he can pick up anything from these town folk while he's like crowd pleasing, right? Like,
Okay. Why don't you is your crowd? Why don't you give me another performance roll here, and then I'll kind of carry that over here and see how it goes. Oh man, you're crushing it today. Okay, so you're like telling them, you're chatting folks up. You're trying to get them to spill information to you and stuff like that. I mean, you are, as everyone kind of goes to bed, you are the like center of attention. People are like all eyes on you. Some people are giving you some like, oh, this guy's kind of attractive kind of vibes, like they're looking you up and down, like they're like, oh wow, a local hero, like you're total center of attention here.
It's the cedar legs.
It's the cedar legs, the hairy legs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, you're just it's so much not so much that you're, I mean, you are performing in a sense, but it's not so much that people are performing. You're just like becoming the life of the party, essentially. Like
yeah. No, this is like totally like I'm trying to incite like a party, right? Like keep it going, be the leader of the, the toasts and the this, that, and the other things to keep it going, keep the money flowing into the tavern,
Yeah. I mean, the tavern is very much appreciating it. Like it's pretty great. Okay, so I want to give you something here. I'm gonna hold on to that. Let me make a note of this, that I need to give you something, but I will give you some information that you can extract. But I just haven't decided what. So make a note that I owe you a piece of information, and I'll kind of figure that out. Something that's juicy, because that's a pretty good roll. The rest of you guys are gonna have a hard time kind of sleeping. We're streaking. Everyone just like gets naked and starts going. It's so loud downstairs. Like you guys are just like hearing all this noise. Like it's not like it's kind of like a raggedy old. It's not like the ramshackle by any means. Like it's abandoned, but it's not like the most soundproof place. And it goes well into the evening. But with your Constitution saving throw, though, Bophades, you're fine. You're able to kind of drink with the locals. You kind of limit yourself. Maybe you kind of like, rather than just keep taking shots, you kind of nurse your beer a little bit just to make sure you're getting through some of it. Like, you definitely don't have a hangover the next day. Okay. So, the next day, you somehow make it to your bed, though. You do definitely get drunk, but like you make it to your bed, which is good, and you wake up on it, which is also good.
Who's next to him?
Who's next to him? Well, I don't want to. I don't want to play all that out.
I don't either.
Look,
Awkward.
people look. If you want to say something, like it would not have been an easy it would be pretty easy for someone. You convince someone to go back to.
Is it the old tavern keep?
Right. Yeah.
But we don't have to play that out. I was just saying, like that is something that was happening. So you guys all wake up a little groggy, but you maybe sleeping a little bit. Enjoy your rest. All right, what are you doing this fine morning? You guys have breakfast. You guys heading back to the market to kind of go check something out.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to go to the House of the Morning Lord, but I'm fine with stopping by a shop if Oz really wants to see those magic items. I'm good with that.
I mean, we could. It's not like a massive city, So, we can.
Split up the party. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Six.
Bofades is feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Finally got a revel in. Was able to, get that going. So he's ready to take on the day and see where this Morning Lord is.
Your mom.
And, you know what? Maybe even spend some money. We got some little jingle jangle in the pocket. Maybe.
Just so heavy.
Yeah.
Let's just go find out what the Morning Lord needs of us. You'd think the god could just be like, hey, this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm
And we
offering
can do it on the way out or
yeah,
something.
I'm offering 100 gold or 500 gold or whatever it is. Like, yes, I'm a deity and I get involved at this level, but whatever.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So we'll say that you guys, is that everyone joining on that?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys wake up.
Yeah.
You guys get your long rest. Oh yeah, if you haven't marked that, please do.
Yeah, Jimothy and Bofades.
Well, I hadn't said it, so they're technically.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna get that counted.
No, you got it. You got it. I think it's one of those things, right? Like some people recover by being away from people. You kind of recover by partying with some people. So you get some, and you're able to kind of maintain all your liquor down, which is good. Okay. So, we head to the kind of the guy who's selling the boots. If you guys want to start there first, or no, you guys go to the Morning Lord. So you guys head to the house of the Morning Lord, and you notice this kind of like gnome is there. There's a couple of other people, a couple other patrons, worshiping there. There's some people kind of like fixing. They seem like to be fixing some of the flooring of the kind of like church, or has kind of been it's made of wood, and they're kind of like replacing some of the floorboards. But this gnome immediately spots you, and he kind of like runs up to you. He's like, "Oh, the speaker said that you might show up. Hello."
Hello.
We just keep on walking, right?
You can completely ignore him. And he's just like,
we heard you were needing some assistance or something.
yes. And he's just like, and he's just kind of like, how do I even begin with this? And he's just like, all right. Do you know who Lathander is?
No.
Do we?
Why don't you go a couple of your roll related checks if you guys want to know who that is?
I mean, I've played Baldur's Gate 3. I have an inkling.
Oh, I mean, it's not gonna be a very hard check, but if you guys want to roll for that.
Stole his mace.
3 12s.
Wow. All right. Well, you all know who it is. Probably that do decide to roll. It's not a super hard. So it is the god of dawn and rebirth. And so, and he's just like, anyhow, there's a sage of Macrodeus, and he kind of like takes the time to spell it out for you in the chat. Say it through a setup. Dish soap.
The DM is speaking through me.
I know, you're just gonna like make the words come out, and he's just like, anyhow, he attempted to. He said he was gonna go end the Frostmaiden's everlasting winter by I don't know. He formed a plan to. He was going to make a weather controlling device, but I don't know. He holed himself up in a cabin out west, and I don't know. I haven't heard of him. And I don't know. I went to go kind of scout it out, but I don't know. I saw that there were some wolves out there, and I quickly panicked and had to run off. And I just wasn't able to make the whole trek there. And I just need someone to go check up on him. He is a bit of a recluse, but you know, word is that there's something happened to him, and I don't know. Some people have heard some spirits or something in that direction. He's like, is this something you could go investigate, please? Like,
Okay, so for like efficiency, we have Macretus or whatever his name is out west. We have Goliath out west, and we have Frost Giants out west. So, you know, it seems like the west is the place to be.
Yep. Yeah.
and then he's just like, I don't know. So will you go, or
It would,
y- where
it-
can we find this person?
like I said, it's just if you let me see here. If he's just like, do you happen to have a map? I could maybe mark it for you.
Yes.
I think we got a map.
Yeah, you guys do have a map. And so you guys get a rough sketch of kind of the outskirts of so let me double check who exactly in relation to
And what does this Macrodeus look like, or you know, how will they know that you sent us and not, I don't know, some strangers? I mean, we'll be strangers to this person, but
Right. He right. So he is he's tall, he's thin. He's a bit frail, he's a bit older. He has the top of his head is quite receding, and he's got like a big bald spot on the back of his head. His hair is a bit long though. He kind of keeps it a bit unkept. He doesn't. He doesn't have any facial hair. Skull. God damn. Yeah, sure. I guess that's a good description of it. It's practically it's almost all gray at this point. There's a hint of black strands of hair there, and oh yes, he's a half elf, I believe. So you would be able to notice from his ears.
I would consider it an
Half-elf.
honor to assist a fellow practitioner of faith.
Yeah.
We'll try and aid your friend.
Okay. He's just like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, oh, you have no idea how
Yes,
much this
so-
means to me.
so we'll check on him. Are you wanting us to like bring him back here, or just like report whether he's okay, or?
Well, I mean, ideally, if everything's fine, I'd like for you to escort him back here. I feel like he's been out there far too long, and I feel like sometime in the city rather than him being around folks. I don't know. Persuade him if you could come back.
We'll see what we can do.
Hey,
He's just like, oh. He's like, all right. He's like, I don't. You're gonna do it out of the kindness of your heart.
we leave those negotiations to this guy, and I point to Jimothy.
And he's just like, all right. I understand there some compensation. Probably be you had something in mind. I know asking this isn't come free.
Maybe like divine empowerment from the Morning Lord.
I suppose I could.
You just get him on speed dial and put in a good word.
I would certainly pray for your travels.
Okay.
If that's what you mean, that's guaranteed. You don't. That will come free.
This is why we don't let me do the negotiating.
He looks at you.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. He's like, I'll give you more than 100 if that's all you're going to charge me. I'll give you all the thoughts and prayers that you want. So he looks at you, Jimothy. So Jimothy, do you negotiate with him? Do you have a rate that you want to establish for the Southerners, or?
Well, what is it worth to you? It's not some small task. We don't like to set a price, but I think we both know what's fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a house of worship. A lot of our money does go to doing good things, but
this is the best of things, you might say.
Well, yes, he is a valued sage in our communion here, organization.
We must protect our own, no matter the cost, I have always said.
It's like, well, how does, I don't know, 50 gold pieces. That seems fair, and to and from. It's just like, we're not particularly made of too much money, but I
Looking
don't
around, is this like a very humble church, or do they look like they have some money? They got like gold candlesticks, and they have gold rimmed Bibles and jewels all over the priests, and tapestries of like the finest fabrics in the world.
He raises his arms and it's just like bedazzled.
Got like a gold grill.
We don't have much, but we also don't pay taxes.
Yes, that's right.
He's just like, somehow we were able to get double deductions this year by filing as a religious organization. Oh my god. No, yes, have you met Father Joel Osteen or what's the other mega church dude? I don't even know. There's so many.
Kevin Copeland or something.
Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah.
It's just like,
but he's no longer with us.
Yeah. But no. Okay, so no, it's you feel like the Jimothy, why don't you give me an insight check? See if anyone wants to. No, I'll say just Jimothy. Just Jimothy.
Boo.
Yeah. So with a 10, you it looks like a pretty like you feel like he could offer you more, but it seems like he has more of like it seems like he's producing this money, like he's concerned about his friend more than he's trying to do it in the behalf of the organization. So yeah,
We'll take 50 gold now and 50 upon completion. You understand there are considerable expenses we must take on just to take on this kind of mission.
Why don't you give me a persuade here? Does anyone want to help out Jimothy or say anything as he does a negotiation? Or...
Boy, we should have.
I'll add my D8 to it. 11. Hell yeah.
All right, so he's gonna roll. Wow. All right. Well, he rolled poorly. So he's just like, oh, no. Yes, you're right. You speak sense. You speak sense. I understand that. I'm asking the most renowned adventuring group right now to. But I feel like your efforts should be rewarded. Fair enough. and he kind of extends out his hand. 50 gold pieces now, and 50 gold pieces upon return.
Perfect. And I will shake his hand.
Okay. So he, under his Louis Vuitton bag, he pulls out his. No, I'm just kidding. And he pulls out 50 gold pieces and he hands it to you.
Mhm.
I don't think this in this bag here. He's just like, oh, all right. Please, I beg of you. I hope he's all right, and help him out. Come back here, and he's like, I'll pray for you every day. Will you go now?
Oh yes, we will leave straight away. Thank you so much. We will. Well, blessings upon your morning, morning lord.
And he kind of gives you like an odd look. He's like, yes. And so yeah, who do you worship again, Silo?
Tyr, God
Sorry.
of Justice.
Okay. So so he kind of looks at you and he like, do you have anything that like shows like your religious symbol or mark or anything like that?
It would have been like hanging on a chain over my breastplate.
Okay.
Split arm.
And he kind of looks at you and he's just like, it's nice to see that someone devout in your group. I'll pray for all of you. Safe travels, and please survive. Please make it back. And he's like, anyhow, and he kind of like starts. He's like running off to kind of go deal with whatever other business he has and matters to take care of around here. Okay, so you guys can stick around here. If you guys want to talk to anybody here in the house, or if you guys want to go pray or do any business, or you guys gonna go shopping.
Are there any? Is this like located next to a bunch of other temples for the city?
Let's see here. Let's see what. Like, sorry, you're saying like, are there any more like religious like locations here? Or...
Yeah, any other religious temples? Like, are they just lined up in a row? You go down the row and you can hit all the deities of the land.
This is like the main one here. I'm sure there are others. They're not like immediately adjacent to each other. It seems like in here, and rather than like some other cities where they kind of like congregate like all the religious sects into one part of town. It seems like in Burnchander it might be a bit more scattered.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a particular deity, I could take the time for you to roll or investigate and try to figure it out.
Just scanning to see if there's any building that would kind of indicate like a, an owlbear deity or anything like that.
Thank you, Greg. Such useful time spent for this request. No, church row. God damn.
I don't know. I think we go see what those magic items are, or at least I would like to.
Yeah.
To see if they're worth getting.
If they're worth getting, sure. All right. So, is that where everyone's going? Anyone else want to do anything specific? Okay. So, you go into the kind of like the central market area. We'll start with the kind of like boot/shoe establishment that Zoran first visited. And so he's just like, oh, hello, you're back. I see you're wearing the new shoes. How do you like them?
Are they comfortable? I feel like they probably are.
They are pretty comfortable for what you paid for, yeah.
Cool. Then yeah, I'll tell them they're pretty comfortable. But yeah, I just want to see what else you have. I have my friends here. They're interested in looking around and, all you have to offer.
Do you have any shoes that offer, something more than just than just a shoe normally would. Anything, extra. Any
Yeah,
magic
we want to
item
be like
shoe.
Mike.
And he's just like, are you thinking something magical or?
Yes.
And he's just like, well, I do have something, but. And he kind of looks at you, and he's like, you look. He's like, well, you're the folks that were here yesterday. The rest of you's like, yeah. Okay. And he's just like, oh, well, yes, of course I have something. And he's like, he kind of realizes that you guys probably have some money. Give the kind of look up now. He's just like, and he kind of goes back. He's just like, I do have something here. And he pulls out kind of like these dark greenish boots that are kind of like wrapped. They kind of have like a bunch of like wrapping around them. They kind of like they're like almost got like green, like it's weird how they're almost like made of like plants or something like that. And he's like, I collected these a bit ago, but I don't know. What do you think? These, from what I've heard, they're really quite good for those that are stealthing or sleuthing or trying to be quiet into the night. And
a silo would be our guy, I think.
he's just like, why don't you give him an Arcana check to kind of see what these things are that he's presenting to you. He's not quite sure himself, but maybe you can take the time to.
I don't know, with the way I've been rolling. 13.
What the heck? You can't go in? That's weird. Okay, let me refresh here. 13. Okay. It's really bizarre. I don't know why you can't get in there. Stuff. I guess try closing out of the browser? I have no idea. Okay, with a 13, kind of the bit of description and what he has. He has presented you boots of elven kind.
I thought I recognized my cousin.
So, boots of elven kind, for those of you that aren't aware of what they are, they're a wondrous item. They're kind of common. They, you have advantage on dexterity checks, relying on moving silently. So you pretty much have advantage on stealth checks with these.
Something.
It's pretty good. He's just like, I have this. He's like, I have something else that might be of interest. I think maybe a bit more. And he's just like, but I don't know. I don't normally show these to everybody. And
Well, we're just 5 people. We're not everyone.
Yeah, not everybody.
and he's just like, all right. And you would have thought you. He's like, and he pulls it out, and he's just like, these boots allow you to move extremely quickly. Apparently, they make you. I've tested them out before because I think it's kind of fun, but you can run around in them. But I don't know. They're not pretty. They're not cheap, that's for sure. Quite cost you quite a bit of money. And why don't you give me another Arcana there, Oz, if you're trying to figure out what these are. Give me an idea. It's a little bit trickier, but hopefully you can get it.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so you're gonna have to take his word for it, though. They'll make you go fast.
I will ask, like, do, other than moving speed, do they have any other attributes that would increase in speed?
No, I mean, I'll say this: that doesn't happen for. It's not permanent. You kind of. It's a very temporary boost, but it really is just allows you to move around pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I suppose if you bought them, maybe you could utilize them and see how they work. Test it out. Maybe there's any other abilities. Someone of.
Is he being honest as to whether or not he knows the full capabilities of these boots?
Why don't you give me an insight check to see what he knows / Okay, so with an 18, I'll for him real quick. Okay. So he kind of it seems like he has an idea in terms of like he's saying what he's saying is truthful, but he feels like he doesn't know the whole story of all this particular item. So it seems like it's not like he's holding back. It's more of like he's unaware.
And what is the cost for these boots?
Oh, I don't know. Something as rare as this. Maybe. I don't know, maybe 1,500 gold pieces is quite valuable. The fact that you can move around pretty quickly, it's quite nice.
I think 1,500 gold for boots that make you walk fast is a little excessive.
I don't know. I mean, imagine the amount of pacing you can go, run through the snow.
I mean, for that simple ability, I'd be willing to give maybe 500.
I figured I was hoping I was dealing with someone with a bit more less penny pinching attitude. I thought you were the Southerners, wealthy, collecting gold and.
Oh, we are, but the towns to the north are very poor, it seems.
Just bashing on the poor people.
It's a little bit of self-loathing that we can't afford the boots of speed. But what about the other ones?
Those might be a bit more relevant, but probably I would part with them for 1,000 gold pieces. I mean,
well, I can teleport and turn myself invisible, so I don't need these items.
Imagine the sleuthing you could do.
I don't know why I'm talking. I don't need any of this stuff.
I mean, if one of them was like the boots of airwalking, we might have something.
Right.
I was going to ask if he had any horseshoes.
So he's just like, are you interested, or shall I put these away for anybody else that gets whiff of what they of these valuable items?
Any of us interested in the two items?
Yeah. Seems like nope.
Yeah. Do you have anything that would help you see in the dark?
A torch.
I mainly deal with shoes. Sorry.
Boots of anti-toe stubbing.
Okay. So he's just like, yes, all right. Well, these items will be here if you're ever interested. Best of luck to you. You guys head to the next shop.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got a ping of something magical on the other shop.
Yeah, you got a couple pings there.
Okay.
A few pings there. And so you go in, and yeah, it's this. Actually, I want to make sure I get this right. So this is maybe the second or third person you met, but it is a dragonborn actually running the shop here.
Is it Rogar?
Is it no? Well, Rogar, what kind of dragonborn were you? What was your ancestry? Do you remember?
Ooh.
Oh God, what was it? Brass? No. Blue?
I thought your art was a blue dragonborn.
I think it was blue because I did lightning. Yeah.
Okay. This one is bronze. What you gather?
Which is also lightning.
It's also lightning, so that's kind of cool. So they kind of like, hello. Welcome to my establishment. May I show you anything of value here?
Yes. We're looking for items that are, well, magical in nature.
Oz, why don't you give me a perception check real quick?
Perception check. I've been rolling great all night. Okay.
And you notice that he's kind of like just focusing in on you. He's like staring at you directly. He's just kind of like, I have a couple of things, but he just keeps his focus on you. It's a bit unsettling how much he's staring at you, but he's just like, well, are you looking for armor? Are you looking for weapons? Are you looking just for trinkets? Or I have a couple of things that might be of your potions, perhaps? Scrolls?
Scrolls would be interesting. Trinkets. Just, yeah.
All right. Where shall I begin? I have a couple of things of you in mind here. Are you looking for combat or
level 1, 2, or 3 spell scrolls.
All right. And so he kind of like takes the time and he's just like, all right. Let's see here. And so I'll kind of give you a list here as he has a couple of things. Let me double check what he has.
Is he still like looking intently at me whenever he gets?
He does have something. He is kind of looking at you. He's just like,
Do I have something on my face?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do we know each other?
He's just like, no, but the moment I caught in, seems like I have something that you want. I can tell by the way you wear. You're a wizard or something of some sort.
I dabble.
He's just like, I know we've been talking about that you want to see some scrolls, and I could show you something, but I could show you something that would be of great interest to you. And he's just like, will you come alone? I will show you only you and only you only.
That's I don't know why I would need to be alone. I mean, it's been my experience in the north that magical items are difficult to come by, and it would be a shame if someone parted me with my equipment.
No, it's nothing. Nothing like that. I just feel like I just don't want to show anybody this, and
What kind of read am I getting on that? I mean, I'm getting a creepy vibe from him because of the intent staring.
yeah. Why don't you give me an insight check? See what's his deal. What's his
All
deal?
right. 14.
He seems going to be kind of earnest in the sense that like he only really wants to show you because I think he truly believes that you're the only one who could really appreciate this. But yeah, you're not sure besides that. Like you feel like he's being sincere in that he really only wants to show you this.
Okay. Here's going to be a slightly interesting question that what do I know about Dragonborn in general and Bronze Dragonborn and we'll say, Bronze Dragons? Like, what does Oz know?
Okay. So I'll kind of like, I guess you're not rolling consistently. You know that they're kind of rare in general, like especially up here in the north. You haven't really come across too many. You came across Truvis, and that's really about maybe one more other, I think, if I remember correctly. Just kind of like your insight, like in terms of like, just base knowledge. He seems like more like metallic versus the chromatic. That whole spiel, maybe you're a bit aware of that. But that also may clash with some of the things that you've kind of encountered with the people of the north, right? Like a lot of people of the north who are like smugglers or thieves or, not the greatest assembly of folks, not to generalize entirely. So that all kind of comes into the back of your mind. You're right in the sense to distrust them, but, the other thing is like, you're a 6th level wizard, like, you're no pushover as well. So he doesn't seem.
I have a strength of 8. I have a strength of 8. A toddler can push me over.
Sure.
So I want to know what it is. I'll go with him.
Okay. He's just like,
I can teleport.
He's like, the rest of you, will you wait here?
Yeah. Wait here.
All right. And so he kind of escorts you to one of the back rooms and
knocks me out and takes my corpse.
No, nothing like that. And so then he's just like, this is I would say maybe one of my more interesting possessions that somehow I acquired. I use it every now and then. It has helped me, but I feel like I've heard of you. I know who you are, Osmanthus.
What have I done now?
It's just like, you developed a reputation, and I feel like, and so he noticed that he's got like a little like a wardrobe dresser type thing, and he's like, he's an elbow, and so he opens it up, and you notice that in there, it seems like he's got a bunch of like garbs and stuff like that, a couple like nice like scholars' robes and stuff like that. It's quite nice, and then you notice that there's like when he opens it up, there seems to be like a nice, like quite, it almost seems like like the quality of the craftsmanship of the box. It's got very ornate sitting on the top, and he kind of like slowly, carefully pulls it down, and he gonna go to like a little table in the middle of the room. This is kind of like a little like office area, and he kind of sets it here. It seems like this is like where he does like showcasing of like certain items. It seems like it's deliberately placed in the center of the room. And he takes the lid and he slowly raises it. And you notice that like the interior is this nice like felt or velvet or something, and sitting on top of that is a cap, like a nice like wizard's, maybe a cap of some kind, and it's just like this beautiful like lavender-ish color, and it's got like a black base on top of it. It's got like a little like kind of like gold brim, little like gold like it's like gilded a little bit, little lining, and it's like encircling it. And he's just like, have you ever wanted to be more intelligent? Just like that.
Sometimes, yes.
And he's just like, this will grant you that. And he's just like, please, cast your magic. Take a look. You will feel it. It's quite impressive.
And indeed, I will cast my magic.
Yeah. So yeah, just roll an Arcana check real quick just to see what.
All right. I've been doing well on the Arcana checks. 14.
Okay. Not bad. It's not. And he's kind of telling you what this is. And I remember you telling this a long time ago, and I'm finally presenting this to you. This is a scholar's cap.
Oh.
This will give you a +1 to your intelligence. What do you gather here?
Okay.
But directly. So I remember reading this a while ago, so I'm finally presenting you the opportunity of having one if you'd like.
I would get, if it's a straight +1 to intelligence and not a bonus to rolls, that gets me from an 18 to a 19.
Right. It would give you, looking at this item that you sent over here. I work out it would give you something. And if you want to figure out how you want to balance it out at some point, I won't necessarily give you a plus.
What would an item like this cost?
Well, as you can imagine, it's a bit valuable. The thing is, this is the most interesting part about this. I know someone who can increase its capability, increasing it from. And the scholarship can give you +1 to intelligence checks and saving throws. But I know someone who could imbue it with higher ability, i.e., meaning it could become a +2 to those checks.
That's like twice as effective.
So he's just.
Well, I am interested, especially with my damn rolls tonight.
He's just like, at first, at the base as it is right now, if you're willing to take this as it is, I would give you I'd give it to you for about 800 gold pieces. But if you wait for the +2, if you take the time, it would be quite a bit more. Considering it's twice as effective as you just said.
Well, I don't have that much coin, I think to myself. And I suppose I will just be blunt and say I, unfortunately, just don't quite have that kind of coin on me right now.
And he quickly shuts the thing. He's like, get out of here with your broken ass. No.
Lay away.
No,
But,
it's just
you
like,
know, if we do come into more coin on our adventures, you know, I can keep this in mind. And you know, I still am interested in maybe any kind of spell scrolls that you would part with for under 800 gold for a scroll.
oh, I see. Well, all right. I suppose are you looking for attack rolls, more basic rolls? Scrolls. I just
Maybe
what are you looking for?
maybe utility, mainly. You know, I have a companion who is not able to see in the dark, and I know that there's a spell out there that would enable that, so that could be useful.
Um, he's just like, he's just like, all right. I think I might have that. And he's gonna roll to see if he has it. I'm gonna roll to see if he has it.
I'm looking for dark vision, not something like true sight.
He does actually have it. So he has that spell scroll if you'd like to purchase it from him.
How much would that run? How much would that cost?
And he's just like, considering, I could part it for, I would say maybe 100 gold pieces.
Does seem like a reasonable cost for that kind of a spell scroll to Oz.
It seems like he's giving you a pretty decent deal, I would say.
I will hand over the 100 gold to get it.
Okay. So you can say that you have a spell scroll of dark vision.
I will like instantly copy that into my book.
Okay. So, is there anything else you're looking to purchase, or is that going to be it for now? Do you want to buy some paper? He can sell you the paper if you'd like to transcribe it. So,
That's a good idea. That's a good point. Do I have paper?
in the meantime, as you're looking for that, I want to give the rest of the people, as we're doing this sort of closing up loose ends / shopping episode. Is there
I don't
anything you
need
guys
paper right now.
Anything that you guys want to look at, or anything that you're interested in potentially obtaining? He does have some pretty decent wares.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. Oz, Silo, you were looking for some armor, right?
Well, I was looking for armor that was free.
Nice try, buddy. Get out of here with that shit. No free armor for you.
Unless they're gonna severely discount it.
No, as you can tell. Especially, what do you want? Plate armor? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be never. You're never gonna come across it with your AC. What about Jimothy or Zoran or anything that you would be potentially interested in? You could have. He's got a couple different items that.
I don't think Jimothy has enough money to buy anything really.
Okay. What about you, Zoran?
I have plenty of money. I just don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe something to get my armor class a little bit higher, but I also don't want it to be heavy. So I only have like a chain shirt right now. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have anything that would be much better than what you have.
Yeah.
He has stuff that's like it would be like equivalent, but it would have like a secondary effect, like it would be like a D8 to like resistance to certain effects. So
Yeah. I mean, Oz, do you tell us what you were offered? And you know, I don't know how much you're short, but you know, it's
I'm
not like I'm
short
spending my
100 more
money.
now.
Do you have any items that would make one feel stronger?
just really, but I have maybe a potion or two you could that has that effect if you'd like to purchase that.
I was hoping for something more permanent.
Yeah, alas, no, I only have a few potions I would say, I believe, at the very least, hill giant strength, I believe.
How long does that potion last?
It's like I believe. For an hour, yeah.
And what would be the cost on that?
He's just like, oh well, that would probably be maybe for 150 gold pieces. Increases your strength score to 21 for an hour. It's quite nice.
I know. That's why I was hoping for a belt. No, I think I'll pass. But you do have some incredible wares in your store. Thank you for letting us peruse.
Of course, of course. And he's just like, yeah, I think the foot isn't quite worth the cost at this moment. Yeah, I like. One of the things you guys could do, right? And I want to make sure you guys can haggle, right? Like you guys can try to. He's suggesting it because, like, you know, he knows you guys have money here. He thinks relative to the other folks, you know. Don't forget you guys can try to haggle on things. So, you know, he is a merchant foremost in the, you know, shopkeeping. He wants to.
Yeah. Or since you already bought some stuff, maybe you could, you know, oh, I bought 3 things. Could you knock down a price? But I don't know.
Yeah.
You lead off by asking for 75% off, though. That's how this works.
Yeah. I'll give you 200 for the cap.
Yeah.
200 platinum. Let's go.
No.
Does he have an owlbear plushie? Because if he does, then
he does not have an owlbear plushie.
Okay. I suppose I'll ask him if he has a potion of or a scroll of water breathing.
He kind of looks and he's just like, he does actually. If you'd like to purchase that.
What would that run? Oz is not the great haggler over here.
A bit more, I would say. He charge you what, like 100, right, for the dark vision? Yeah, I would say that one's probably around 300 gold pieces, maybe 4. I'm just kidding. He's at 300. I'm gonna give you a bit valuable. That ability is quite nice.
Yes, but I mean the scroll can only be used once.
All right. Would you have a number in mind?
Well, since I picked up the dark vision scroll, what about 200?
Yeah, give me a persuade roll here.
Oh, I got this. I got this.
19. Okay. So he's just like, all right, yeah. I want to establish for you a good connection for you to come back, and I feel like you all would do something with it rather than some nefarious stuff. All right, 200's a deal.
I will then spend the mere minutes to copy that into my spellbook.
Okay.
This.
What was that?
Does
Water
he have any
breathing?
magical instruments here?
Oh. Let's see if he does. This one he actually doesn't, unfortunately. Womp womp.
Yeah, Buffettes was looking around. He had a feeling he wasn't seeing what he needed.
Yeah, he's got regular instruments. He's got a kazoo.
I'll give him a copper for a kazoo.
But yeah, he doesn't have too much in terms on the magical instrument side.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I've said this before, and I want to make sure if you guys have something that like, you want, like Greg has sent me this just for reference a couple times. Is there something like you guys have been like, as you've been playing D&D in general, like if there's something like, oh, this would be cool to have, or like cool to see in the campaign at some point, like let me know, and I'll like at some point put it in. Sometimes I find myself like I see some of the magical items that they give out in the APs, and I'm just like, that's cool, like I guess, but like I don't know who would really, really want that, I guess, or benefit from it. So like I want you guys to like, have a say in some of the things that were going to be kind of thrown in to here. That's how I'm a bit approaching it. Rather than like, I will have some things that will be just be part of like you find treasure or like that'll be part of it. Like in terms of like the shop stuff, I want you guys to have a bit more of a like, not everything that you want is going to be here, but there will be some things that you request could appear. So.
I mean, I'd love to randomly come across some adamantine plate armor. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
If someone could just drop that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean that'll those type of requests would come in very much in their time. Like it's not really right now. So, but no, I mean like that's the thing. Like if armor or something specific is what you're looking for, just let me know. Like, because I don't want you to be like, all right, you guys find some of the stuff you find like a refillable like one of the things I was I don't want to bash at it, but like the cauldron that refills itself with soup, like it's cool, I guess, but like like
I actually kind of dug that. It was a little early in the campaign, and I totally forgot that I could have probably talked with the hag because we both spoke Sylvan, and I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
I might have found out the operating procedures earlier on that.
So,
yeah, I'm trying not to push it too much since the Staff of Frost is a pretty potent item.
Yeah, and that's why I've been kind of like some stuff I'll scale back and be like, no, not really, because some of you guys have some crazy good items already. Like, and that's just because I think they're cool and I want you guys to have them. But like, I don't want you to like have some stuff way too late in the game and then you be like, all right, cool, I got to use it for like a couple combats or something like that, rather than reap the benefits.
There is a Griffin Saddlebag Snuggle Beast item that is an owlbear, just FYI.
Yeah. Okay. That is cute, but
now I'm just imagining, is there a claw machine game in here that we can dump our money in and try and grab a plushie for Oz?
No, unfortunately there's no yield claw machine or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do here, or is you guys gonna kind of call it a?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the only thing that I was looking for right now.
Okay.
So ready to press on out for the day.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, so if you guys are going to start heading out on your journey, is there anything supplies you guys want to pick up or anything along the way?
Well, we're probably going to stick around to meet with the speaker again, since we said we would.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, I suppose I'll restock up on supplies.
Okay.
Should probably get
What are
some
you
more
looking to get?
rations and things.
Okay.
Same.
What else?
Okay. So, all right. How much rations are you looking to get?
Well, this is going to be a particularly long journey, right? We're not expected to get into any towns for a while, right? We're going to spend a lot of time in the open
Right, exactly. Like,
lands.
it's not like you guys are going to be, like, maybe a sled or a cart or, like, I know this particular session's a bit lackluster in terms of like a lot of activity, but like, this is,
yeah,
it's kind of like the part that, like, unfortunately, you guys do a huge thing, kind of slow, and then repeat back again.
Yeah, I mean, just with
So-
the sounds of the winter getting worse and stuff like that, it sounds like a sled might be in our benefit to.
Okay,
to
so is that
have,
something
right?
you'd like to purchase or rent out or?
I don't
We
know, I
can
typically
afford
leave
to
the renting
purchase,
to
I
Zoran.
think. Yeah, I think we can afford to purchase now.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, maybe we don't. I mean, I guess I don't know how long we're gonna have. I mean, if we only need a cart, a Silo can have his horse moose thing pull it, potentially. So, do we just need a cart? No horses?
I
feel like
can.
you're getting too much into that magical horse there.
What?
I can summon a horse or a moose, or because I dismissed the moose. Gone back to the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more just thinking that Jimothy and Bofadius are gonna need something to ride on more than likely. I know Oz and Asilo can do their magical mounts, so to speak.
Yeah, so what are you hoping for? Not a cart?
Yeah, I mean, I just think a sled would probably be good. Sled and however many horses it takes to move it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a sled will run you about 20 gold pieces. So nothing, not too expensive. Horses, you have some of the steeds and stuff like that, but a typical horse probably costs you around like here up in the north it costs you about 60 gold pieces.
Okay. And it'd take just one for the sled. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long do we think we're gonna be gone for?
We don't know.
You don't know yet. That's the thing. Like, that's something you gotta have to decide, right?
Probably a week.
A
Okay.
week.
So
I was thinking it'd take like a month.
Sorry, I had to get the light. It's getting dark in here.
Oh, they said it was several days out and several days out there.
Yeah. I was just thinking we could store rations on the sled, extra torches, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll buy a dozen torches and 14 days worth of rations.
Okay. The rations aren't too bad. If you're buying just basic rations, you can say that they're probably like For a day, I would say they're probably like maybe 2 silver each. I would say for just like a quantity for a day.
Okay.
So if you want to buy that,
That's 10 silver to a gold, right?
mhm.
Okay.
Buy that, and then torches are pretty cheap. Yeah, they're like a popper. Yeah, so we'll say that they're in the north because things are just fucking overpriced because they're like 2 popper. So you're gonna have however many silver, whatever that is. You wanted 14, right? So like,
Okay. So 60 for the horse, 20 for the
So 20 for the sled,
Sled.
60 for the horses,
yeah.
2 silver each for the rations, and then I don't know how much the torches are.
Right, so that's like another 4 gold for all the rations. And a gold's worth of torches. All right.
it's a shit ton of torches, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah. We're gonna start fires all over the fucking place. Burn down the north.
All right. So make sure you mark that.
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I guess I'll pick up those same amount of rations since I have the money for it.
Okay. And you guys can always hunt and stuff like out there. I just want to make sure you guys have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before you guys kind of like take the time to? We'll kind of fast forward here and kind of let you guys get started on the journey here to the wilderness.
I think that was it.
Okay. So we will kind of like say that the day goes by. We'll kind of fast forward. And I guess just kind of like for starting the next part, we'll stop here for the evening because we're almost out of time here. And we'll pick it up there next time. So we'll say that you guys are going to start heading out west, seeing what the activities or things that you're going to be investigating. You have a couple of different directions to go to, and it's mainly just kind of heading out there and then seeing, maybe what trail you pick up on, things like that. You'll be provided with a guide because this said she would get you something to go out there with. So we'll start with that next time. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Sorry, it was a bit slower tonight. Unfortunately, since these sessions kind of have to go that way.
You have to have the housekeeping sessions.
These are the sessions that allow for a little bit of the RP, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Interactions and all of that. Yeah.
So,
and if we want, we could do shopping offline. You just be like, "Hey, Celso, I want these spells. I have this amount of gold. What can I get?"
Yeah. That was the other thing. I wasn't sure. I had a couple things or two ready in terms of like, oh, if you guys want to head on out and like towards a particular direction, I had a couple stuff like, oh, okay, well, there's a couple different directions you could go, and you started seeing that. So I wanted you guys to have some preference / options in terms of like what you wanted to prioritize. So it seems like you guys are gonna, from what I understand, check out this cabin first, and then whatever things along the way you'll interact with that. Is that kind of direction you're going with?
Yes.
Because at first you guys were kind of prioritizing maybe the giants, and you guys can totally do that. Like, I want you guys to have the flexibility of that. It was just more of like, I guess, pulling you in that direction. I guess.
No, I'm hoping that this, finding this dude will be easier said than done, I guess.
Sure.
So,
okay.
Hoping we can just find him, bring him back, hopefully, to the town really quick, and then maybe the speaker will have some stuff about the giants or the Goliaths by then. I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I will make sure that is prepped, and then I'll have the other stuff good for there. And that was actually the main thing I had with that. So if you guys wanted to, all right, we're just gonna head on out, then I was like, all right, have that at the very least. So okay. Well, cool guys. Thanks for bearing this out. Yeah, maybe I think Greg, that's a good suggestion. Maybe some of the stuff tackle it next time, maybe a bit more offline. So we'll go from there. Well, cool
Yeah.
guys.
So
you
yeah,
guys are
Oliver
next
will be
week.
gone next week. Just Oliver. So I mean, the rest of us could play if we know what Oliver wants to do. But
Yeah,
Right,
I
so-
certainly think you guys could go for it.
Yeah, so
what
I
I
will
mean.
be so this weekend I'm heading up to Portland for a wedding. I will be back Monday. I think my flight's on Monday, and so don't know exactly what time I get back on that. I can double check that.
that's fine.
So yeah, I'll double check on that. So as of right now, tentative, but I'll definitely confirm that tonight, and then we'll see if we need to move it like a day or so or something like that. So
Yeah, if we gotta
Yeah.
move it to Tuesday or something, I'm okay with that too.
okay.
I think
So yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I think I could be pretty flexible.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I will confirm that right now. And I'll get back to you guys. You guys have a good evening, okay?
All right, you too. Everybody have a good
See you
night.
guys.
Bye.